Hello.
Good evening. Hello,
Good
good
evening.
evening, ma'am.
How are you doing?
Doing, ma'am, good.
Okay, that's great. So, do you have any idea about today's topic?
Yes, ma'am, but I'm not preparing this particular topic. Can you suggest any another topic?
Okay, fine, fine. We'll just go ahead with some other topics, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember whether I had asked you this question or not. I'll just ask. Okay. In general, do you think planning is important?
Yes, planning is important.
And how?
Means, for example, if I will give a speech, if anything structurized, if I not planning anything, so I will not properly don't know that what will speak after the next means if I speak topic on the Republic Day, so if I already plan something pointer, something all about quotation, so definitely I will be more confident when I deliver the particular speech. So I think anything we should planning is very important.
For anything, planning is very much important. Even, I mean, whether it relates to your career, whether it relates to your personal life, planning is very much important, right?
Yes.
Unless and until we have a detailed plan set out for the entire day or an entire task, we will not be able to complete that on time. Right? So, of course, planning is very important. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Now, talking about news,
Yes.
news, how do you think people will get? Now, first, let us discuss about how do people get their news in today's society? How do people get their news in today's society?
I think, ma'am, most of time I felt that like I got lot of news on WhatsApp story status and some social media, and after that I will confirm go into the Twitter to confirm that is it true or its fact is really true. So I think they find out with their connection, their friends. So I think that's where they found out.
Yes. Also, internet is another, sector and section from where the most of the news is actually circulated elsewhere. People also look up for these apps, right? Newspaper
Yes.
apps that we have today. Now, no one is after reading. No one is more inclined to read a newspaper, sit with a paper newspaper, and try reading it. The technology has shifted the mindset. Although there are certain people who still sit with a newspaper and try to read things, that's a different thing. But yes, most of the people have the smartphones, the gadgets with them, right? So they
Yes.
have easy access to it. Correct. And how do you think people will get their news in the future?
I think in the audio, some nowadays Alexa skill and a lot of audio platform are coming now. So I think in coming future, definitely most people in audio, they just say that means for example Alexa, what is the today marketing news? Just the particular technology reading the particular news. I think in coming future, definitely the technology, all the people using the technology, and I think most of time whenever I search something, so I'm using the Google Voice. That way I can search very easy. So I think in coming future, definitely it is very much popular.
It is going to be very much popular.
It's
Hmm.
going very much popular.
Okay, but yes, we already have this technique. Might be some other improvements might come into this sector where we'll receive even without saying anything, even without writing or saying anything. There might be a technology,
Hmm.
maybe, where
Yes.
we will be able to receive it. Hmm. Hmm. Do you believe everything you read in the newspaper?
Uh, no, I'm not reading the entire thing. Just like if it is depend on interest. Which domain I interest. If I'm interested in sport, so I will read all about sport. If I will interest on politics, so it is depend upon like everything which I means my area of interest. So I think that's happened. Means if I not interested in like some celebrity thing or some music something, so I'm bored, so I will definitely not prefer that thing. So it is all about interest.
Hmm. If I interest in sports, if I am interested in sports,
If I am
if I am
interested.
interested in sports, so I'll try to read that. If I'm interested in something else, of course. No, it is about believing the facts. Like, it's not about interest. Let's say that you actually read a certain article. Maybe it was about sports, it was about entertainment, anything. Do you instantly believe everything that you read in the newspaper?
Uh, yes, because that's authentic.
Okay. So you feel that's authentic, so you believe in them. Okay. Hmm. Okay. No. Hmm. Now let's talk about something related to the music. So, what kind of music is popular in our country right now?
Now I think I most of time listen like lot of rap song and some live story. Their own live story. They cover their song means most of people are preferring a rap song nowadays. There are a lot of battle in social media, very famous, and I think that thing happen.
Hmm. Correct, correct. So, do you think the foreign music or the music from any other country is more popular with people of this young age or the young generation?
Yes, most popular because people are prefer their culture, so that's why they prefer their song with like some English song. I think yes, we are prefer.
Hmm. Okay. And hmm. Do you think we should do something to preserve the traditional music that we have? And what could we do actually? What can be done about it?
I think our country like our own language Hindi, so some Hindi song are already exist. We can like means I means popular. I don't know what the answer. I think when this already exist, this song, this is our preference.
Okay. Now let us go with certain newspaper reading.
Yes,
Since I was asking you about the news, so I just thought let's go with some newspaper. Just give me a second.
yes,
I'll
yes.
get a news for you. Okay. I'm going to share the screen now.
Yes.
Yes. Can you read?
Yes. It may seem all ought to be talking of happiness when the world has barely emerged from the immense grief to plus year of the pandemic inflicted on us or seen much strife, including the debating war in Ukraine that, if allowed to fester and could end up as the war of the worlds, or to uses usual as New Year with joy when there are dire prediction of global recession that could lead to massive job loss, high inflation, and heightened misery. Yet it is preciously why we should be searching for the answer to secret of happiness.
That's it. That's it. Wait, I was just okay. Just this one. Now, did you understand the meaning of this paragraph that you just read?
No, ma'am, I'm not understand entirely.
Fine. Go line by line and just complete on us. Still on us. Right? Read
Yes,
again. Try to understand.
it may seem odd to the talking happiness when the world has barely emerged for immense grief. 2 years of COVID. Yes,
Yes. Tell me. What did you understand by it?
it means since 2 years the COVID, there is a COVID situation. We are not talking clear. Means completely happiness related. We are very unhappy due to these years because we have faced lot of um, issue, health issue. That's these 2 year, 2+ year are COVID pandemic situation.
Pandemic. Pandemic.
Pandemic, pan,
Pandemic.
pandemic,
Pandemic.
pandemic.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
pandemic.
Okay, there are certain words. It may seem odd to be talking of happiness when the world has barely emerged from the immense grief. What do you understand by that? When the world has barely emerged from the immense grief. What do you understand?
Barely emerged, highly affected.
No, not at all.
Barely emerged thing. Highly face emergency case.
Not at all.
Okay.
Here, the word emerged is not emergency. Emerge means something that arises is called emerge.
Okay.
Right? Okay, I'll
Yes.
tell you. It may seem odd to be talking of happiness when the world has barely emerged from the immense grief, which means it is very odd to be talking of happiness. We cannot just really talk of happiness now. Why? Because at the time when the world has barely emerged, it has hardly been able to overcome or overcome from the situation or from the immense means a lot of, when the world has hardly been able to overcome from a, the immense grief means sadness, from a lot of sadness that the pandemic has given us. Now you got the meaning.
Yes.
World has barely emerged means the world has been very we call in a very difficultly, hardly been able to emerge itself, means hardly been
Mm.
able has been able to overcome itself from the lot of pressure that the pandemic has caused us. This was the meaning,
Yes.
right? Okay. Okay, inflicted on us. Do you know the meaning of inflicted?
No inflicted. No.
Okay. Basically, to force someone to experience something very unpleasant, so that is called inflicted. Right. For example, these bullets, when we talk about bullets, right? So we can say that the usually bullets are capable of inflicting massive injuries,
Hmm.
right? They are capable to force someone to experience massive injuries. So something that actually forces someone to experience something very unpleasant, so that is called inflict, right? Inflicting harm on the animals. When the animals are tortured, right? So we are inflicting harm on them. So this is called inflict. So COVID has inflicted us, right, with an immense grief that we have not yet been able to overcome. So we have barely emerged from the immense grief that COVID had inflicted on us. Right? COVID has caused a lot of harm. So we have been hardly able to overcome from this. Now you got the meaning?
Yes, ma'am.
See, a sentence, understanding a certain sentence might take you half an hour. Doesn't matter. But you have to actually give your time to understand each and every word. If you're not able to understand the word, please Google it and try to understand. And reading is very important. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Then, okay, okay. Now, please, can you read from this or to?
Or to user
Usher, usher. The
us,
pronunciation is usher.
usher
Hmm.
or to the usher a new year with joy when there are dire prediction of a global recession that could lead to massive job cuts. So new usher.
Hmm. Usher means actually to, or to usher a new year. To mark the start of something is called usher. Right? The beginning of something new is called usher. So, usher a new year means this is the start of the new year, you mean to say, right? Or to usher a new year with joy, or to usher a new year with joy
Right.
when there are dire predictions, when there are
Right.
dire predictions of a global recession. Dire means one which is extremely serious. Dire means one which is extremely serious
Yes.
or urgent, is called dire, right? So, when there are dire predictions of a global recession that could lead to massive job cuts, high inflation, and heightened misery. Do you know the meaning of misery?
No.
Misery means sadness, right? So,
Sad.
heightened misery means a lot of misery, right? When the misery or sadness will be at its peak is called heightened misery, right? Or to usher a new year with joy, it means to say that to start the new year with joy is actually impossible when we know that there are urgent and serious predictions of global recession where we will see massive means huge job cuts, right? High inflation and a lot of sadness. So, are you reading newspaper?
No.
You will have to,
Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
right? Go with just one paragraph in a day, right? But try to do it. We have so much convenience in our life these days. We have the websites, right, where we can just open them with a click of a finger and we can just try and read a paragraph out from the newspaper, right? So we don't have to be dependent on the physical newspapers now. So try to read something, expand your knowledge on vocabularies, right? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
fine. Hmm. Okay. Do you think people rely too much on technology?
Yes, yes. Everything in the technology, like if I will study anything, I need a technology like laptop, mobile phone, and if I will travel in transmit means communication that need to uh, a bus, bus and bike anything, and everything we are depend on technology.
Hmm. And do you think this excessive reliance or dependence on technology is actually good?
Uh, yes, good. What means good means totally not good. Means if will necessary, then if we are using for our necessary, that's good. If I open necessary, like I'm not because like I'm using this particular device for watching some mobile and use some videos. So I'm not contact in the outside world. I'm just talk to in social media, like talking to online peoples, and without wasting some
People.
gameplay. People,
Hmm.
yes, or playing some game internet. I'm not playing on outside some physical game. So I think that case it is harmful. Means main thing is that if we are using very much high, then definitely it is harmful. Everything like if I will drink lot of water, then it will be harm my body. So it is the same thing happening in technology. If we are using highly, it definitely is harm us.
Hmm. If we are using high, if we are over dependent,
Over
or right, if we have this excessive reliance on the technology for each and every activity in our life, so of course it is going to be harmful in that matter. Okay. Right. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay, let's talk about arriving late actually. So, what is the general attitude towards arriving somewhere late in our country?
Driving means
Sorry?
driving means what is the
Arriving.
arriving? Arriving. Acha.
Hmm.
Yes, yes,
What
I
is the
got.
general attitude towards arriving somewhere late in our country? Arriving late in our country. So, what is the general attitude of the people?
Mm, some deadline, some work will means couple of hours. That time they are very conscious.
No, I guess you couldn't understand the question. If someone arrives late,
Okay.
right, to a certain place, so what is the attitude of the other people towards a person arriving late?
Okay. Means after they visit that place late, so what they
Hmm.
behave means other person what they behave.
Yes, what is their attitude towards them? What is their, yes,
I
what
think
they usually think of? Hmm.
I think ma'am they behave angry. They little bit anxious. So I think that's maybe answer.
Okay, usually people do not consider arriving late to be good, right? That is not a good practice. So, of
Yes.
course, people consider it to be bad and they always look down upon the people who arrive late, right? Because that creates an impression among the people that the person is not punctual enough, right?
Yes.
So yes, that is what the general attitude is, right? Whether they, if the person who is arriving late has an employer or a boss, of course, a boss will get angry. But for the other people, they develop an impression of, oh, he is not that punctual to any work, right? Okay, fine. So yes, we have, I guess, a minute or two left. So do you have any questions that you want to ask?
Yes, means what type of newspaper I should reading, any website, anything for.
I just gave you a paragraph from India Today. Read anything that you can have. Times of India, India Today, Hindustan Times, anything that you can have.
It means
Doesn't
knowing the meaning and how they structure the sentence.
very important for you. Structuring the framing of sentences. It is important to learn the framing, right? So yes, just be very careful. Try to concentrate how they are framing the sentence. Like I was making you read, I was going through the sentence again and again after explaining to you about every word, the meaning of every word. So, in the same manner, you have to read out the newspaper, right? So that you can actually, like, I just give you this word where there was this, when the world has not been able to emerge from the sadness or something. So, that was a very good sentence. So you should write it down somewhere. Oh, that's a very good sentence. I'll use it maybe in some other sentence. That is how you will develop the vocabulary, right? So yes, right, right. Any other doubts that you have?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So yes, we'll be meeting soon again.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye, bye, bye.